Does AI make the decision-making process a black box, making it difficult for companies to predict the impact of applying AI?
Okay, so how AI models, specifically talking about neural networks, work is that they are trained on lots of data. Once the models and decision making is trained on that data, it is shown to the model that there is a certain output that is expected from those neural networks, and the decision making process that neural network adapts to is in a black box. That means that you don't know what criteria and algorithm neural networks use in order to reach that output, because the only goal for neural network is to make sure that output is similar to what is expected. And that creates a lot of problems. So some of the problems in enterprise area is that they're very worried about the discrimination, isolation, and bias in making decisions for the users, and that is the reason why AI black box methodology is a huge concern of senior directors, decision makers, and policymakers. It creates legal and social challenges, and decision makers are reluctant in using AI across the board and the use cases. Now, one of the solutions for that is to use AI for low-hanging fruits and simple decisions like image recognition, recommendation algorithms, and spam detection. In certain areas, you can also use synthetic data that is not real, and high-risk fields should be red flagged because of black box. Recently, we have seen EU come up with AI Act, where they have made classifications between high risk, medium risk, and low risk AI use cases, and companies must inform the government and use certain precautions before they employ AI decision making in their processes. Now, what is being done at the moment in enterprise is that instead of neural networks, other machine learning algorithms are used, like decision trees, to make decision-making process more transparent and understandable. One of the problems with ChatGPT is that hallucination is a huge concern that impedes enterprise adoption. For those of you who do not know what hallucination is, it's ChatGPT's tendency to come up with answers that do not make sense and talk about irrelevant things. There are also legal concerns, like we have seen in recent past, that one of the employees by company Samsung has released company secrets unintentionally while using ChatGPT. And this information is now public domain, since OpenAI uses the user data and inputs to improve upon its models. So this is a huge concern for privacy and security for enterprise AI. And this is why companies are very careful before applying AI into their products and services.
Can user data backblood AI models?
Yes, you are right. So how neural networks work is that once it has been trained on the data and it has reached a certain level of accuracy, these models are not released by themselves, but in the weights and biases of these models are updated for user inputs. And these weights and biases are essentially the instructions for the neural networks how to make decisions once the input has been made. And these inputs would resemble for different customers if their queries are alike. And that means that these weights and biases are trained for similar customers in a similar manner, and they are different for different customers in different geographies and across different use cases. So I think this is a huge concern for a lot of users that are focused on privacy, security, and non-discriminatory behavior. I think it's a very good example of how these technologies can quickly get corrupted if they're trained on the wrong kind of data. So a lot of companies training these models, what they're doing is that they are excluding the material that is found offensive or racist or discriminatory, let's say isolating and persecuting. And this is the best and that can be done, because once the user inputs start coming to these models, it uses that input to train itself again as well. And at this point, there's a huge chance the data will be corrupted. The data quality will degrade significantly. And as you have mentioned about the Microsoft racist bot that actually got corrupted very soon by the user input, there's a very serious chance that that might also happen to ChatGPT. And this is why there are huge debates against its usability and against its scalability. And as we speak, there's a fierce battle going on for the users and their rights.